If you had whine like a little baby on your bingo card for Trump's speech to a joint session of Congress, then you are the big winner this morning, even though America and American democracy were the big losers. I'm going to show that moment in all of its man baby glory, not because it's the most laughable part of the speech, but because it's the most dangerous. The big headlines today are about Congressman Al Green denouncing Trump during the speech and getting thrown out as a result. It was as petty a sight as could be. Just look at the glee and the smug self-righteousness of Johnson the Johnson and Hayseed Vance as the order to remove Green is given. And then, of course, with no sense of irony, Trump goes on to claim how he has restored free speech. Another in a series of proofs that they invented the phrase turd of life because they knew Donald Trump was coming into existence. But as I said, the most dangerous moment in this historical speech was not the removal of Congressman Al Green, it was later. And it was a historical speech insofar as it is the longest speech ever delivered to a joint session of Congress. And I'm sure everyone there was actually wishing they had a joint they could tug on as demented Donnie rambled on and on. When Trump is finally overthrown and new laws are passed to prevent another kind of Trumpian leader creating havoc, one of the first laws will be a time limit on speeches to joint sessions of Congress. Democrats tried any number of ways to delegitimize Trump's marathon lie fest. As the footage of Green shows, they held up signs. Representative Melanie Stansberry of New Mexico held up a sign that said, "This is not normal," as Trump walked in the room. But then Republican Lance Gooden of Texas saw it and ripped it out of her hands, proving once again that not only are these maggot politicians a bunch of snowflakes, but enormous hypocrites as well. They sure had no problems with B6 Marge and Beetlejuice Boebert acting like a bunch of mountain gorillas when Joe Biden delivered the State of the Union. And yes, apologies to mountain gorillas. But now it's about Trumpty Dumpty, and we won't stand for that. And yes, it was a big mistake for Democrats to remain seated when Green was removed from the floor. I'm not sure a collective boycott of the speech was a good idea to begin with, but certainly a collective withdrawal to delegitimize Johnson's action was necessary, but it didn't happen. Once again, no leadership. But a dangerous delegitimization did happen last night, and it came during Trump's little cry fest, where Trump proved he can be as big a whiny little bitch as anyone. Watch as Trump throws a little tantrum that Democrats don't give him enough applause.
Fifth such speech to Congress. And once again, I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do. I could find a cure to the most devastating disease, a disease that would wipe out entire nations, or announce the answers to the greatest economy in history, or the stoppage of crime to the lowest levels ever recorded. And these people sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical achievements. They won't do it, no matter what. Five times I've been up here. It's very sad.
So yes, on the one hand, this moment is absolutely laughable. Here we go again with Trump's tiny little ego being dented. "That side doesn't cheer for me, Mommy. It's bad enough Daddy never loved me, but now they don't love me either." But it would be a big mistake to read that moment as only a matter of Trump's ego. It is way, way bigger than that. Yeah, imagine something being bigger than Trump's ego. Hard to do. But Trump's whining was another step towards the encroaching totalitarianism that Trump and his sycophants are installing. And like everything else Trump is doing, it's right out of the not see playbook that Team Trump is following. Make no mistake about it, Trump's little whine fest about Democrats was a naked attempt at delegitimizing them. It is a setup for future action by this Republican Congress for helping Trump seize control. They are definitely planning for Trump to declare martial law to suspend the 2026 midterm elections. And not long after Trump suspends elections, the Republican majority will vote to remove all Democrats from Congress. And then they'll employ thugs to physically remove them. This is what's coming down the pike, folks. And that makes the 3 upcoming special elections absolutely vital to save this democracy. Both the Florida 1st District and the Florida 6th District are scheduled for elections on April 25th, and the New York 21st District is not yet scheduled. Democrats need a plan, and they need money, because as last night showed, Trump's nightmare vision for America is getting closer and closer, even if he is a whiny little man boy. We have one last chance to put the brakes on him, and we have got to mobilize now. I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupy Democrats.